Now, when you say teacher curriculum, when you say teaching civic literacy, it obviously brings to question a series of things. You may be wondering how we are defining civic literacy, because even though the kids are into it, it does raise questions for some of the adults. Well, there are certainly resources available with the All-American Citizen Team, and those are things that a teacher can plug into, or a school district or whatnot. But the point is not to focus on civic literacy and how it should be defined ad nauseum. The point is that we are engaging the process of definition through a renewed interest in what it means to be civic literate. Our founders certainly did this in the formation of our founding documents. The story of our own founding documents is one of compromise and finding something that works to benefit the whole. But John Adams said it best when he said, focus your eye on the ball, the process of engagement. When he said, liberty cannot be preserved without a general knowledge among the people. The price of freedom is eternal vigilance. He said that as well. And I really like this one. Thomas Jefferson said that he knew of no safe depository of the ultimate powers of the society, but the people themselves, the people as self-governing. And if we think them not enlightened enough to exercise their control with a wholesome discretion, the remedy is not to take it from them, not to take the powers of self-government away from them and have a tyrannical government over them, but to inform their discretion by education. We spoke a little bit earlier about tracking rising reconciled numbers and being able to show the team building at all levels within a community. Well, take a look at this map, the online map path, and the technology that we have available today that allows us all to track the story of the All-American Citizen Team. At the most local level of an interconnected map with upward and downward clickability that lives in the online world, a student family is involved in the All-American Citizen Team, and they have a web page that reflects that. Each classroom involved in the program has a link on their web page to each student who's involved in the program. Each classroom in a school is linked to the school's page. The school's page is linked to the education sector map, meaning the series of schools within the education pillar of that community. Remember, there are 7 pillars, but for the purpose of this map, we're focusing on education. For example, beyond that, the education pillar would be linked to the city map, and vice versa, as the city map has a link to all the pillars in the community. The cities involved in the All-American Citizen Team would be linked to the county map as they come on board to promote the values of the All-American Citizen Team. The counties involved would be linked to the state map, the state to the national map, and the nations to a global map. Remember, it was Benjamin Franklin who remarked, when looking over Thomas Jefferson's Declaration of Independence, that he had created a document, to paraphrase, that dealt with human relational understanding that goes back to the very origins of civilization. He had created a document not just for the American colonies, but a document that took into account the virtues and vices of governing humanity. It was a gift that the American founders did not have ownership of, but that they had assimilated from the wealth of history's lessons. So what about the promotion phase? Well, there's a reason why we start out at the most local level. For outside media, commercial media, there must be a story to tell. And starting at the most basic level in the media chain, you have one individual teacher and a classroom involved in the All-American Citizen Team. A teacher, for example, chooses a weekly outstanding journal entry from the students in her classroom. She then sends that electronic journal entry to the school media center, and they would compile a weekly web broadcast that's featured on the school's website. Not just that, they turn around and send their star pupil of the week to the school district that compiles a weekly web broadcast of outstanding schools in the district. And finally, commercial media All-American Citizen Team partners will have access to a central FTP site, for example, that features school content that they can broadcast in its entirety as a pre-produced programming element, or develop weekly community service programming and promotions and PSAs that accomplish the goal of tracking and recognizing the schools and the students in their individual media markets. What might a commercial radio broadcast for the All-American Citizen Team sound like? Well, here's a little idea. Give this a listen and dream with me a bit.
The future of talk radio is merging with the future voices of an American generation. No single talk show host.
No single agenda. This is open source.
Community-driven talk radio.
These are the voices at the base of a growing movement in Georgia,
around the country, and around the world.
The combined voice of your children.
Writing history and hosting a talk radio program en masse.
Where history is made on your radio every single week.
The All-American Citizen Team Radio Magazine.
Radio Magazine.
Featuring Georgia's student body.
I'm Colin Cook, and I am 9 years old. This is Connor, and this is what I have to say.
Hi, my name is
American
Harrison Mead, and this is what I like to let the troops know, that me and my family are praying for them.
You've been listening to the All-American Citizen Team Radio Magazine.
The All-American Citizen Team Radio Magazine.
Featuring Georgia's student body.
Where citizenship comes to play.